Welcome to Test My Deck, a competitive series where we take your deck list, yes, you the viewer, in the Discord, and we test it. We give you the ins and outs, the best and the worst. Today we're going to be playing Green Jinbe, which is just a very simple leader effect of, at the end of your turn, if you have 6 or less cards in hand, restand one of your Fishman or Merfolk type characters as active, and one of your Dawn. We use the new Fishman Pirates type Jinbe, or Fishman Pirate, or We use the new fish guy, Jinbe, to rest one of our opponent's characters and give pseudo rush to our Fishman type characters. It's also a 6-drop 8k, so a very strong stat line as well. We use this as well as many other green cards, and I'm excited just to get into the deck profile, so I think we just need to get straight into it, so let's get on to the games, or the deck profile on the sim. As always, like, subscribe, join the Winfies family by leaving a comment, subscribing, liking, whatever kind of free support you can leave on the channel. It's really appreciated. Now let's get into that deck profile for real. And here we go. We've already told you the Jinbe leader effect. It's actually kind of a simple leader effect. It's just green. You restand a Dawn, restand a character. Pretty simple. It's not really the strongest leader effect, but we have some strong cards. We have Kami to search the top 4 for a Fishman or Merfolk, and then we have Shirahoshi to search a Sea King or Fishman Island type. So we have kind of double searchers here, as some of our cards are Fishmen, and then some of our cards are Fishmen, and some of the cards are Merfolk and Fishman Island. But some of the cards are Fishman and New Fishman, and Fishman and then Sea King. No, wait, he's not a Sea King. I'm trying to explain why there's different types for both of these, and it didn't really work once. I guess Tori is searchable off the Shirahoshi, everything else is Fishman Island, but some of these things are only Fishman. Like Hody Jones is only Fishman, so Shirahoshi cannot search it. Vanderdecken is only Fishman, so Shirahoshi cannot search it. But Arlong is both Fishman Island and Fishman, so it's kind of interesting there that we do have double searchers here in the deck profile. Running 3 of the beige blockers is just a 1-cost chump blocker. Vanderdecken, which just trashes a Fishman type from your hand and then KO any rested character on the board. Tashigi, which just saves your green characters from being KO'd by effects or removed from the board in any way possible. It just rests itself instead. Praline, which just rests a 1-cost on play, but it's also a 3-cost 4k blocker that also is searchable as Fishman Island and Merfolk type. We have Fisher Tiger, which can attack characters on the turn as played, and if your leader has a Fishman or Merfolk type, rest up to one of your opponent's cost 6 or lower characters on play. We have Tsurume, which is a 2k counter. We have Jinbe, which we already talked about, rest of 5 cost on play, and then activate main, give one of your Fishman type characters pseudo rush so you can swing into characters on the turn it's played. Tori, which is a searchable 2k counter. Hody Jones, you know what that guy does at this point. Arlong, which says if your leader is a Fishman Pirates type, you have 3 or less life cards in your life area, and your opponent has 5 or more rested cards. This card has -3 costs in the hand. We are a 5 life leader, so it takes a little bit longer to get this leader effect, or this effect in general, active. So it's not as strong in this deck profile, that's why we run it as a 2-up. It also has a trigger to rest opponent's 4-cost character. And then we have Law Beppo. This is a very interesting piece to add into the deck. I think Vanderdecken, Beige, and Beppo are your biggest changes from a standard list. I understand why you run Beige, I understand why you run Vanderdecken. Law Beppo is very interesting. Rest up to one of your opponent's characters, and that character will not become active in your opponent's next refresh phase. Then, if you have 2 or more rested characters, your leader gains plus 2,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. So, I mean, this card's just good. Straight up, this card is just good. You become a 7k leader, and I'm excited to test this out. I've really never used Law and Beppo. I tried to do a carrot list. I've done other lists that are green, and I've just literally, I don't think I've ever put this card down on the board. So, I'm excited to really try to force this card out, see how it does, and just test it on curve. So, it's time to really test out this deck. Obviously, we have a couple of events because we have that restand 1 Dawn effect, which are gonna, this one costs 1 additional Dawn and rest of 5 cost, or as a counter event, up to one of your leaders gains plus 3,000, leaders only specifically. And then we have Vagabond Drill, which gives plus 3,000 to a character or a leader, but they have to have the Fishman or Merfolk type. Then rest one of your opponent's cost 3 or less, so we can rest some kind of chump blocker, or like a Tashigi or something like that. And yeah, that's going to be our Test My Deck for Jinbe. This is coming from the Discord from our friend OP11. So thank you so much for submitting the deck profile. I'm excited to test it out. I love Jinbe. He's one of my favorite Straw Hat crew members. I know I'm weird. Not many people actually care for Jinbe. For me, I actually really like the guy. So let's get into some games on the sim and see how the deck performs. And then finish it off with some thoughts on the deck, maybe some changes, etc. Let's have a check on a Blue Nami. I think Blue Nami likes to go second, so let's try to take her on, go second. I think our deck profile, from what Obi-Wan Don't You Know Me said, was that we like to go second. I think it's not like the worst starting hand, but there's not much to do in the late game. I think we'll keep just a Seek, so we have double Shirahoshi, which double Shirahoshi is going to be very nice. Especially because a deck like Nami doesn't play searchers as far as I know. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't think Nami plays any searchers though. So, I mean, that's kind of nice for us. Not going to lie. They don't really have a searcher option. We're going to start with the Shirahoshi. Search, look at the top 5 and grab, we can grab Fishman Island or Sea King. So we can grab the Praline, but we don't need that. So I guess we're going to grab Tori. No, we'll grab Tori just because we're going on even curve anyways. And then pass, restand Shirahoshi, and restand a Dawn. I forgot we get to restand our Shirahoshis. That's actually freaking crazy, dude. The amount of times we can search, I mean, I'd say it's only like twice because of how our effects really work. They're going to Hiyori, replace the life, put a trigger probably in life, and they get to draw a card. It's pretty good. Dust is good, yeah. Dust is very good, yeah. We can go Praline, rest Law, have a blocker on the board, swing into the Law kind of thing. So, I mean, I guess Praline does put in some work. Don't sit there and hate on her. We're going to counter aggressively because we have the ability to. We're going to give him a 2k counter, the Tori that he already knew we had, because we're going to be able to search this next turn. If we don't counter that, then we'll have too many cards in hand. So we're going to start with resting down the Law. We'll swing into the Law, and then we're going to search with the Shirahoshi right after. Because we can, again, restand the Shirahoshi, be able to look at the top 5, be able to grab something. So we should get rid of the chump blocker now. I don't mind Fisher Tiger, actually. I'm pretty sure Fishman can't search Fisher Tiger, so that's nice. The only thing we can grab, actually, is Gum Gum Elephant Gatling. So I guess that's what we're going to draw. We're going to pass our turn, restand a Dawn, restand the character. We have double Gum Gum Elephant Gatlings. Our opponent doesn't know that, but we know that. Opponent's going to go to 5 Dawn here. It's okay with us. We have the ability to go beige. Kind of sucks that the Fisher Tiger is not searchable. Am I playing the correct Fisher Tiger? Because I know there's 2 of them. Yes, I am. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was using the correct ones from the list. Now they play Cavendish. Cavendish is very annoying here. They're going to swing 6 at us. We're going to go ahead and counter 2. We may rest down the Cavendish. I'm not quite sure yet. Because we could rest down the Cavendish. 2 Dawn, we rest the Cavendish, then we could swing 9 into the Cavendish, just force some cards out, or 8. Yeah, so let's use card action, rest Cavendish, swing 8 into Cavendish here. We're just trying to take a bunch of cards out of our opponent's hand. Just literally just grind them out of the game. We're getting so much value out of the Shirahoshi. I get 2 cards out of the opponent's hand, really just forcing cards out. Let our opponent heal if they decide to play on like a 7-cost Lin on the next turn, because then they won't be able to leader effect either. So we can take their life back pretty easily here. We're looking for a Jinbe. We have not found a Jinbe just yet. They misclicked into leader effect, but I know what they were trying to do here. We're going to grab a Fishman Island. I guess we're going to grab another Praline because we can't grab Hody. And I think it'd be better to at least have some kind of blocker. We'll pass, restand both of those, and boom. We're back to the drawing board. So you can see literally nothing has basically happened so far. We're literally just taking the board over and over again. No one's hit each other. We're getting to high Dawn counts, but the issue is that we haven't found anything. Like, we don't have anything to play. They're going to Zeus, take a life, KO a character, which is going to be the Praline. Makes sense to me. We have not found any of our big bodies to play down. That's kind of annoying. They get to draw a card. They're going to swing for 6 into us. I think we're going to counter this as well. Like, we might as well at that point. I'm not going to lie. We might as well. We got to stay very healthy in this deck, countering very aggressively to keep our leader ability active, because if not, we'd search the Shirahoshi and have too many cards in hand. I mean, Arlong doesn't have as much value as we'd like. We should have searched first and then played out another one, because now we find the Jinbe. So now we're going to Jinbe, rest Kikinojo, give Pseudo Rush. And so we should have not played out Shirahoshi, so we could have played out the beige, but it'll be alright. We're going to swing 8 into Kikinojo. Either they gain a life or they don't. I don't really care either way, honestly. I don't really care. We're going to restand the Shirahoshi again next turn, by the way. Just because next turn we can double Shirahoshi and still have 8 total Dawn. We could Arlong. We could play down the beige and the Arlong, because we can play Arlong at an 8 or at a 7 cost and feel pretty safe. They keep messing up with that leader effect thing. I mean, I guess so they just didn't want us to attack them here. We're going to restand a Dawn, and then we're at least sitting on the 1 Dawn for the Gum Gum Elephant Gatling in case they attack our leader. But we're also sitting on, 3k counter for our board as well. So I don't see them swinging like 9 even into this, because they have to put 4 Dawn on it. Yeah, they're just going to burn our life. That's fine. They get rid of one of our Jinbes. We would have found a Jinbe the whole time. Now we can see that. Would have found a Jinbe the whole freaking time if we would have just done that. Well. Let's see. It all depends on what we find here. It's going to be the first life we're going to take. We need no trigger. We don't need to use the Vagabond Drill because it doesn't really do anything for us. Ooh. Well, we can't use this because we can't freeze the kid. So we're going to be able to utilize our searchers first. Grab a 2K counter, and we're going to grab a Jinbe. Now, if we play out Jinbe, we have 2 additional Dawn after that. So we could go 9. We'll go 5 in a face. They should leader effect at that. So we got 9 in face. And we're going to Jinbe 9 into kid. Sorry. We're just trying to get 1 card out. Like, we could just blast the kid off the rail, but I mean, basically, Jinbe's idea is to grind out the freaking match. They leader effect, so we can't even swing their leader. And then we're going to Jinbe again. We're going to rest Zeus. Not that it matters. I give it the ability to rush and then hit 9. That's going to be another card out of our opponent's hand. And then next turn is where we get active. Next turn is where we get very active. So there is a weakness. Rest up to one of your opponent's character, and that character will not. So we have to play it on curve. So when our opponent plays a character, we have to play it right after. Because if they attack with it, it's going to be rested. Alright, makes sense. Too many cards in hand to restand anything. Too many cards in hand to restand anything. We'll see if Law Beppo really works. I haven't had it work yet. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't had it work yet. I mean, imagine having freezing 3 things or something, you know? HR Kid is very strong into our deck. Holy cow. Holy cow. Take a life. They stack it up with a trigger in the life, it looks like. Which is, I mean, totally fine. We're going to leave 2 Dawn active. We should be able to R-Long next turn, so that'll be 4. That still leaves us with 1 for the blocker. Let that go. And then 3 total Dawn after. They don't have a blocker of their own. They don't have any Dawn on their leader. We will counter out of this attack. They should go 5 into Shirahoshi. No, they go 5 into face. We're going to go and counter out with a Shirahoshi because we still have a Shirahoshi on the board. I think at this point you just pass your turn. You have no Dawn active. I mean, it could swing 0 into 0 and 0 into 0. They should actually do that. They should actually do that. Just to remove the Shirahoshi. Alright, they get to draw 1, trash 1 because of kid, and they get to draw 1 and trash 1 because of kid. So they should have counter in hand after this. It's going to go 9, 9 into the bodies. So 9, 9. That's going to get both cards out of hand. Then we go another 9. 2 for Vanderdecken, 2 Dawn active. No, because we'll have less cards in hand, so we should be able to remove... Okay. Alright. 9 into kid. We're going to remove every single body off their board depending on how they choose to play. Oh. Now we go 9 or 11 into kid. Could be every card in hand. Nope. Alright. Now we're going to go 5 into Zeus, and things really switch now. So we're going to go Praline. We don't rest anything, so there's nothing to rest. We're going to search the top 5 and grab Vagabond Drill, apparently. We're going to grab, we're going to tap 1 for beige. Pass the turn, restand the Shirahoshi, restand the Dawn. So we're sitting on 2 Dawn, which can work for Vagabond Drills, which do work on our Jinbe here. So we're sitting on 6, 7, 8K counter, 2 blockers, a searcher on the next turn to search out more cards. Our opponent's down to 3 cards in hand because we've whittled them down very aggressively. And now I think Law and Beppo will be able to do some work finally. So I'm hoping to see that happen. Never mind. Another rush option. Can't do work against another rush option. They should just hit us in the face. Yep, that is the correct call. They should bounce the beige just because it's such a chump blocker. This would give us counter back if they bounce the Praline. But hey, it's up to them. It's up to them. Hey, that's how they want to do it. Let them do it. Tap 1, +3, and then we're going to drop the R-Long, the rest of the Hiyori, I guess, and then drop the R-Long, resolve the attack. So now we can Vanderdecken on the next turn, and then they're going to swing 8. We're going to just block. Then we're going to remove the Luffy, and we're just going to keep this going. Now we just block with beige. Don't have to take any more life. Thing is like we could take all the, we could Vanderdecken, or we could just swing into it. Like we could literally just go 8 into Luffy. They have to let it go, or they just lose all the cards in their hand. So they should just let it go, because it's 8 and 8. They don't let it go, so we're going to go 8 again. We're going to go... We might just put this down now. Screw it. Might as well. At this point, like, we might as well. We have nothing else to do. We get to restand Jinbe and a Dawn, so we get to sit on this Vagabond Drill. Might as well just have a big body on the board to finish off this game here soon. We're a 7K leader. They only have 1 attack. They would need to burn a life and have rush and to swing in, and they can't do that because they only have 1 card in hand. It is literally impossible. Literally impossible. Nothing they can do here. Like, we are so far ahead in this game, it's basically just over. Like, light work. Lights out. GG's. Game over. On to the next one. Maybe. If our opponent will agree with us. This is taking a while, though. That's what green does. Green does take a while. Yeah, 10. Then they have 5 more Dawn. But we can just... I think we're going to Vagabond Drill. +3, and then give them a 1k counter. Choose no enemy targets, give them a 1k counter. The reason we didn't use this is so we could rest the character if we want to, just in case they have some kind of thing or something. Like if they played a blocker right here, I'd like to be able to get rid of the blocker. You know what I mean? Think that makes the most sense? What our opponent just give us a question mark. He said, here. I'll just show you guys. How am I supposed to, I don't just know you don't. So he said, question mark, I said what? Haven't attacked my life at all. I'm not supposed to, lol. I'm playing correctly for my matchup. You have had end 3 turns ago with 0 counter on my side. I can't just know you have 0 counter. I don't know what's in your hand. Like, I don't know what's in his hand, bro. I'm just playing the game I was supposed to be played, man. For some people, I'm playing the game I was supposed to be played. Oh my gosh. When I've been down to 3 cards and you're swinging in, forcing me to drop 2 to counter, you should already know you're ahead. I am ahead. That's why I'm playing like this. I'm playing like this just because I know I'm ahead. Like, there's no reason for me not to play like this. Hey, I can't search anything. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. This guy's a little upset about this, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I attack board, I don't even know why. In case they had some kind of counter event. This guy's so upset that I'm playing correctly. What do you want me to do about playing correctly? They could have a 0 cost event down here for all I know. I'm not gonna hit you in the face. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. All these attacks are guaranteed as long as they don't have some kind of trigger. Alright, praline, pass. Like, I'm just doing things correct, brother. I got you down to 0 resources and then you start complaining. And then he starts complaining. I can't help it. So I'm glad you can't see people's names, because I can actually show this without being worried. Obviously, if you could see their names, I wouldn't be showing you what they're saying. So, hey, is what it is. They don't have a way to get through. They won't have a way to get through 2 life. They only have like 8 drop characters that can really burn life or do anything. They don't have anything. They could soul focus, but then if they soul focus, trash the life, I block. They would need to soul focus, have some kind of 4-dawn rush that I couldn't counter out of, which I have 3, 4, 5, 6k counter. So they can burn a life here. That's fine. They would need a double blocker here. They would need to have double blocker here. If not, I think we just win. Even double blocker, I think we'd probably still just win. Because they'd rest 1, then we'd swing. Heck, I might even be that guy and go Vanderdeck and pop Kid. They go teach. Alright. Interesting enough. Put 2 dawn on leader. Swinging for 7. And we just block. Really? You get to draw 1 trash 1 here. They have no active dawn, so there's no counter events or anything. At most, they could have 13k counter. So what I'm going to do here for fun is I'm going to use this, rest, swing 5 into it. This is where it gets fun seeing people complain. They buff their leader correctly, incorrectly, of course. We're going to Vanderdeck in, use card action, trash, KO, and then finish off the game. GG's to our opponent there. We were very safe. I don't think they really had a way to win. What in the Banished Crocodile is going on over here? Interesting deck list altogether, guys. That was fun. That one felt good to end off. GG's to our opponent. All right, we're going to take on Red Green Smoker. We're going to mulligan that hand because there's not too much going on with it. I guess we can block or pass. Restand it on. Doesn't do too much there, I'm going to be honest with you, but it is what it is. We don't have too much going on over here on our side. They go Kujako or Peacock. We're cool with that. We're fine with that. They get to look at the top 5, grab a Navy type character, which is going to be a 5 cost Tashi, Smoker, Rosinante, 2 cost Rosinante. Okay, that's basically what we said, just a little bit different. We're going to grab a Hody Jones for show. Then we're going into 5 next turn, so we're going to beige. Do we double beige here? Do we just swing in for 7? I think we just swing in for 7. It would looks like it would be nice to play down the beige early, but if they have some kind of removal something, like, at least this gives us a chance on doing something. I don't really know. We can attack our opponent's characters on the turn the Fisher Tigers played. So if they play out like a 3-cost character, I guess we can Fisher Tiger. 5. I like countering out aggressively, but here's where an option or a spot where we don't really have the ability to do so because we have like no counter. We have 2 Hody Jones. We're gonna counter anyways. We're gonna do it anyways. We have blockers to put down if need be. Our opponent's going to have a Rosinante and then a Monet. I think we're going to Fisher Tiger the Rosinante and then swing 2 into it, so I don't have to put the Fisher Tiger sideways if they counter out, but it gives me the option to swing it with the Fisher Tiger if I need to. And then we could always Fisher Tiger next turn with Monet. Now Monet's gonna get them 2 free Dawn next turn, which is kind of annoying, but it's not horrible. Definitely not horrible. Then they can make Fisher Tiger into a 5k character. Okay, see, that's fine with me. Now we got an extra card out of hand. We swing 6 into it, and it's like, all right, counter out of this. Of course you're not going to. Swing 5 into their leader, and then we're going to pass. They can swing Monet into Kami, but then they can't Monet effect, because Monet has to rest itself to get the 2 free Dawn. We're going to take that aggressively. We're going to pass. We're going to restand Fisher Tiger and a Dawn, because I just don't want them to be able to swing into our Fisher Tiger here. They can kill Kami. I don't need Kami. Kami doesn't do anything. She's a 2k character. What's a 2k character going to do out there on the board? 7 cards in hand for the red-green smoker. They take very aggressively. This could be a fortress build with the 8-drop kid. 5 into smoker. They're going to have 3 because of leader effect and 1. Okay, so they're going to have 4. Then they can get 2 for smoker using Monet. Doing some math here. Of course, I like Hoodie Jones, but Bay should be nice. Fisher Tiger wouldn't be horrible because we could go 5 for Fisher Tiger and then still swing aggressively into the smoker. Could run into Monet with leader, go 5 here, 9 here. They mulligan our Fisher Tiger? Are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me right now, bro? That's really not cool, bro. I don't like that. What do you do after that? Swing 7 into me with Monet? No, you're not gonna. They are gonna Monet effect. Okay. Could go 2 on Kujaka? No? Alright. That's fine. They're going to swing 7 into face. They minus the Kami by 1. We'll take 7. Okay, that's even better. Literally just waste your Monet, basically. Literally just waste the Monet. So we can go rest, take the top life. That's not bad. We're going to go 5 into 4, force out a 2k counter. We're going to go 8 into 8, force out a 1k counter for sure. And we're not really too worried about Peacock. Let him get the plus 1000. It's not that big of a deal. We did decide to Hody instead, because we were going to Fisher Tiger, but Fisher Tiger's at least some counter in hand. They give us a 2k here. We're going to restand. Now our Hody Jones is active. They can't swing into him. We have another Hody Jones. We have 10 cost Law Beppo coming up, which I think we can actually use in this matchup, which is kind of nice. Possibly, maybe. I'm hoping we can use it this matchup in a very good way, in an advantageous way. But, I mean, our opponent's down to 2 life and 5 cards in hand. We're going to block out of this attack for free, basically. They're going to 8-drop Kid here, restand 3 Dawn. Then they're going to Rosinante and Tashi, which is kind of annoying, but we can rest down all their stuff. We just can't swing into it. It's the only issue. That's the only issue. So they restand a Dawn with Smoker. So restand 2 Dawn. They can then go Rosinante. So they get out Tashigi with the Kid. Now they can restand 2 Dawn with Leader Effect and then actually play out the Rosinante if they have it. If they don't have that, we're kind of okay. We're in an actually okay spot. Because we can start burning cards from their hand anyway. So they restand the 2. And let's see what they do. So they just swing 7. Oh, they just swing 7. I actually like that. I like that a bunch. We're going to take this. We're going to get another Law Beppo. Holy cow, that's 2 Law Beppos out of life. So, could go 4. That leaves us 5. We could go 1 and 1. Could go 12 and, 10 into 8? Could go 10 into 8 and then 12 into 8. Could go 10 and 10. I think we go 10 and 10. And then we go Beige Kami. We've already seen a bunch of 2Ks out of them. Let's go 10 and just see what happens. Because we always have the option to go 10 again. Because we always still have the 2 Dawn as well for Beige and Kami. This is guaranteed to go through. So we'll go 10 again. They can't get out of it because they only have 1 card in hand. So we burn the cards out of their hand. We go Kami, we look at the top 4, and we grab... I think we just grab Gum Gum Elephant Gatling. Because we could grab Surame, but we could go Vanderdecken as well, but they have to Shig. Doesn't really do anything for us. We're better going Hody Jones or Law Beppo. Actually, we can't grab that. Okay, so we're going to go Surame. Okay, we can't grab that, so we're going to grab Vanderdecken. Okay, looks like we didn't really have a choice there. Pass, restand, Dawn, restand, Hody Jones, all that jazz. Sitting on only 4k counter, but we do have a blocker as well. This is a crazy matchup. This is a crazy matchup right here. I would love to be able to freeze a Smoker with the Law Beppo, but the Law Beppo just does not do that. Oh. This ain't great. This ain't greatness, let me tell you. This ain't greatness. Need to restand 1 Dawn with Smoker, 2 Dawn with Smoker. They'll have 4 Dawn here. Then they can go, 7, 9, something like that. We're going to block out of the Smoker attack, of course. We're going to get rid of the Kid next turn with 2 Dawn on the... Oh my gosh. Oh, they're going to swing with Tashigi, so they're going to go 6, 5, 5, 7, 7. Oh, 7, 7, 7. Quick math. So take counter block 5. Oh, we're just gonna counter out of that. I would love to. Oh, we don't. Oh, this is rested. Oh, we can Vanderdecken. Guess what? I can Vanderdecken now that Shigi's rested, right? Yep. So 7, we're just gonna block. I guess they could Rosinante. They may Rosinante. If they have one Rosinante in hand, I guess they could do that. We're gonna take, they just swing out for 9. Now we're going to Vanderdeck in, because we can't do anything with Law Beppo again. We're going to Trash Hody, pop the kid. We're gonna go 7, 10. We're just gonna go into board all day, every day. It's guaranteed to just remove the whole board, basically. We're gonna go 10. They just give up. They legit just give up, because they're only gonna have a Smoker and a Tony Chopper on the next turn. Then we Hody Jones, you just go for lethal, I'm pretty sure at that point. Or we Law Beppo, the Smoker, freeze it down, become a 7k leader. That's when Law Beppo would have finally came into play, but before that, it really wasn't doing much. And they hit us, and then we rest down the Tony Choppers. That would have been kind of nice. Yeah, we had full control of that game. On to the next match. Hey, match number 3. Jinbe is rolling right now. And we're gonna finish today's test my deck against Purple Black Luffy. We're not playing Blue Purple Luffy, because screw that. We hate Blue Purple Luffy. If we played a Blue Purple Luffy, we would just quit. We're gonna keep this hand. We can Shirahoshi, look at the top 5, restand Shirahoshi, do all that yada yada, jazz, whatever we need to do. I'm loving it. This is literally an amazing hand. Now, I like Kami. I like Shirahoshi, but I feel like I get so much more value out of Kami, especially in a situation like this where I already have, Jinbe. I'm looking for. Okay, see, that was perfect. This was perfect for a Shirahoshi. Because we can go ahead and grab a Praline, save it for later kind of thing, or we can Tashigi, save that for later. I think we're gonna go Praline, and then we're gonna pass a turn, restand, and we still have 1 up for Gum Elephant Gatling if need be. We don't really need to use it, honestly. Like, we could use it right here to get to the 7. I do like to counter aggressively. We're gonna do it. It's only 1 card, so there's like almost no reason not to do it. We're gonna be able to swing for 5 into the Purple Black Luffy. Then I think we're gonna Praline and Shirahoshi. We could still Kami, but I think we're just gonna do this instead. Obviously, we can't rest anything. We're gonna use this, look at the top 5, and grab a Sea King or Fishman Island type. So that's gonna be, could be Arlong, could be another Jinbe. Definitely not against chaining a few Jinbe, so I think we're gonna go with Jinbe here. Pass a turn, restand, and we're good to go. Good to go. We have a good amount of counter, enough counter. We have a blocker on the board. We have a searcher that we keep using. This will actually come into effect next turn when we rest down this Frankie. Our opponent can go 6 and 7. We can counter out a 6. We can, take 7. They're going to swing 7 first. We're just going to take 7. Then they should swing 6, which they did out of order. And we're going to counter out of that. Now we're going to Jinbe, rest, pseudo rush, and then we're going to swing 5 into Frankie, and then we're going to swing 8 into Frankie. We're just going to get these bodies off the board. Lets that go for 5. Now we go 8, and he lets that go. And we pass, restand. Okay. So our opponent's very bricked up right now. They played on Beer Luffy. They put it down on their leader. This is going to be a 7-cost character. This rests an opponent's character with a cost of 5 or less anyway, so we can't even hit that. So I guess we just got to block out of this attack, because we can't even rest down the Luffy. Yeah, that's a big attack. We're just going to block out. Blocking out right there. Now we're going to Kami, because we haven't seen a Hody Jones. Then we're going to Shirahoshi after. So this should not find one, because why would it? We're gonna grab a. We're gonna go with the gum. We're gonna go with the Vagabond Drill. Apparently, we're going to Shirahoshi. This is where our Hody Jones is gonna be, of course. Vanderdeck would be so nice to grab, man. We're gonna grab Arlong. We can't play out Arlong or anything, so it's an option for later in the match. We can swing in for. So we could just play down Jinbe. So we're just gonna swing 8 at our opponent. It's about all we have in this situation. Then we're going to Jinbe, can't rest this down anyways. We're going to pass a turn. We have too many cards in hand, but if they're swinging into this Jinbe, we're kind of fine with it anyways. We have an obnoxious amount of counter at the moment. Looks like they may go 10 into 8, and we will counter out of that aggressively. I'll give them the Praline. I'll give them a 2K and a Praline, because now they can go 8 and 8, in which we could go, man, this is where I wish we had Law Beppos when they played this. But so much rush out here, it's kind of hard to get much value. We're going to go Surame to counter out, and then they're going to swing 7 into 0. We're going to let that go. They're going to sit on 1 Dawn as active. So we can now start with a Kami just to see what our options are. Ooh, this was a great time to Kami, because we can't search we can grab Vanderdecken all day, though. So the goal now is just to remove the Monkey Luffy. Guess we're going to drop the Arlong, so it's only 2 Dawn. It's only 2 Dawn. We could go 3, 3, 11, 11. I think we're going to do that. I think we're just going to go 11, 11 into the Monkey D. Luffy. And that's going to be 1 Gum Giant and then a bunch of cards out of hand. 1 Gum Giant, a card, and then a bunch of cards. All right, well, they let that go. So we're gonna tap 2. We're gonna have to use the card action, ditch the R-Long, pop this. They must have no counter. Legitimately must have no counter at all. So we can go 8, 9. So we're gonna go 8 in the face here. Then we're gonna go 9 in the face. Trying to get some cards out of hand, but our opponent's not really giving us anything. So they did have the Gum Gum Giant the whole time. I guess in this situation where if you're that bricked up, you had to save it. They legit have 0 counter. Holy cow. Still to this point. I'm gonna restand one of these and a Dawn. We're sitting on a 3K. So we have, what, 7K counter. Playing on Trafalgar Law, search the top of the deck. They have 8 total Dawn. They grab a Sanji as a possible option to play. It's gonna be 3 of their Dawn, and they're sitting on 4. All right, now they're gonna swing in for 7. We were just gonna Vagabond Drill probably out of it. Hey, and then we were gonna Hody Jones, rest the 2 Dawn, because I'm not worried about the blocker. The blocker's gonna get rid of itself. And I'd probably rest the blocker then, just as an option. They had so much counter. Why were they not freaking countering? Why were they not using it? What? Well, that was our third and final game there against Purple Black Luffy, in which we dominated, took them down. Let's get it. All right, but on a real note, that was a very quick rushed game of a not super strong Purple Black Luffy opponent. I think if they were countering out aggressively against our board, we'd be in a worse spot. I feel like I have a few issues with the deck that we're about to talk about, and then we'll finish off the video. So for me, R-Long is just all right. I think you have to counter out pretty aggressively with this deck to continue getting value out of the Shirahoshi, restanding it, and reusing it, which I'm trying to cash in on this as much as possible. So for me personally, being able to restand the Shirahoshi and add a card every turn, it's free counter basically, similar to a Boa effect, how they counter out aggressively. So I think with me, I don't like R-Long. It's good in the late game, I'm sure, but for what we're trying to do here, it's a searchable Fishman Pirates type or Fishman Island type for our Shirahoshi. But there's just not enough Fishman Island type, is there? Fish, and let's look into green. Okay, I guess there's no dash in Fishman Island. My bad, Fishman. So there's not many options. This is a new Fishman. These are not Fishman Island, though. Yeah, there is a dash in Fishman Island, you jerks. This is literally all it is. Okay. Fisher Tiger's a good option instead of the R-Long. I kind of like that more because it rests any character in the game. Then if it were to be KO'd by an effect, you may play out a Fishman or Merfolk that cost 4 or less. I like that more than R-Long in this deck, personally. So I would change these out. Or I would be running something not searchable, like a freaking Carrot to freeze down characters. Because imagine how much tempo we would have in those games where if we were just freezing them down. I know we were really just getting cards out of our opponent's hand and taking all the resources. We do that very well using Jinbe, Fisher Tiger, and now possibly the new Fisher Tiger just to rest characters and swing into them aggressively. Because we can go Jinbe one turn, Fisher Tiger the next turn, and then if this gets KO'd by an effect, you know, you just rest one of the Dawn from our leader effect that we got for free, giving value to the Dawn, and allows us to replay a character 4 costs or lower. I mean, we can play out a Praline, we can play out a Vanderdecken, we can play out a Searcher, we can play out a Shirahoshi. Like, there's options. There's not a ton of options for the Fisher Tiger to play out, but we could build the deck in a way that could. But yeah, I think Carrot would be good. I think once we get the green Searcher and OP12, I think possibly running Electrical Luna would be good because it freezes all 7 costs or lower, which I think would be really strong in that purple-black matchup because what we were just dealing with that Beer Luffy. I think that card's really annoying. And I also think 10-drop Doflamingo. A lot of people aren't using this card anymore because of Marshall D. Teach, but you saw the value we could not get with Law Beppo. This card looks really good on paper. Every matchup we went into, by the time we got to 10 Dawn, all their characters were already rested. And if we're going against a blue-purple Luffy matchup, which I'm sure this is what it's for, if they already have 2 or more rested characters, and we're having to rest another character of theirs, or no, we have to have 2 or more. If your opponent has 2 or more rested characters. Oh, yeah. So if your opponent has 2 or more rested characters, your leader gets plus 2,000. This card just means we're so far behind already. Because, I mean, if you really think about it, if they have 3 characters on the board, like 2 Linlins and 1 9-cost Sanji, and one of them is active, like, we are in a horrible spot in the first place. So, just resting down and freezing one of those 3 cards is not going to help us. Becoming a 7K leader is not really helping us that much to get out of it. Like, we're putting a big body on the board, but then they heal again, get rid of our Jinbe. Like, we're in that perfect spot against those matchups to just get rid of our big bodies that don't have counter and put them back in our hand. Like, if you put this at the bottom of our life, we're just cooked because they know it doesn't have counter. So, I don't know. Personally, I'm running 10-drop Doflamingo in this spot instead. I think it's a little bit stronger. I like it a little more. It freezes 3 total characters, so if you are behind, this is a get back freezing a leader and 2 characters, I still just like this more. As me personally, again, everyone has their own opinion, but I think this is where I would go in the future with Jinbe. This card, this deck in general, was so much stronger than I originally thought, though, so thank you so much for giving this as a test my deck for me to try out. I'm super excited to maybe work on this more in the future, so if that's something you want to see, make sure to like and subscribe to join the One Piece family here on the Mr. Proud channel, and I will see you guys in the deck profile very soon. If you want to get me to test your deck, just drop it in the Discord down below. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.